This is an ugly bet. This is this is a total spot bet, almost like Vikings plus 7.5 here. The Bills played as bad as they could have. Okay, the Buffalo
Yeah.
Bills could not play any worse. Josh Allen could not have played any worse. Do yourself a favor and go look up Josh Allen's record off of 3 turnover games. It's ridiculous. The guy puts up like 4 touchdowns, 120 passer rating, and the Raiders just came off a much better performance than anyone's thinking. I think this is going to be an absolute blowout. I think the Bills, this will be one of their better games of the year. I think Vegas will look shaky, and I think this is. I just think the Bills win by double digits at 8.5. I like it. This isn't a 20-unit play like the Vikings because I just don't take big favorites like that. I just don't. If I'm ever taking big bets, you'll know this. As long as you follow MoneyPot, my biggest bets are always going to be either under a field goal favorite or over a touchdown dog. I don't touch anything in between that. There's just too much stuff that could go wrong. That being said, I do like the Bills here, and I will play it for a couple units. I love 8.5. If you want to tease it down, but I don't even think you need to pair this with 2 other games. I think they're going to cover outright. I'm not a believer in the Raiders. They had a fluke week 1. The Bills had a fluke week 1. They're going to bounce back in a big, big way. Home opener. The Raiders are going across the country. You already know McDermott's pissed. You already know Stephon Diggs is pissed. Josh Allen's going to come back like Terminator. This game's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, I like the handicap, especially with Devontae Adams being somewhat injured. I don't think he practiced all week, but supposedly – oh, no, I'm sorry. That's DeAndre Hopkins didn't practice all week.
Hopkins.
Yeah, Hopkins. I'm sorry. I thought – no, Adams is fine. I think Adams is
but
fine.
I thought Tre'Davious White looked phenomenal. I thought he looked back. Last year he was banged up. This year he looked great. I know Zach Wilson's not the same, so we didn't really get to see Garrett Wilson test Tre'Davious White with Aaron Rodgers throwing it to him, which is what we all wanted to see. So it's kind of hard to handicap it truly. But I do think Trey White can do a pretty good job at keeping Devontae Adams from breaking the game open.
Yeah, and they haven't really linked up, him and Garoppolo, like that. Like, he didn't have a big game last game against Denver. I mean, Surtain's out there, so you got a legit corner out in Denver. And Denver has somewhat of it's tough to play at Mile House Stadium. So I like the handicap because I think the spot is good. And the reason why I think the spot is good is for a couple reasons. One, the Raiders came off an emotional win. They played in a tough place. They're going on the road twice. They're going across the country, and they're going against a team. They're going against a team who, Josh Allen team, who might feel like they got embarrassed because they lost to Zach Wilson in a primetime spot.
Yeah, he's got to feel embarrassed.
Yeah, all 5 factors, and he already said it was my fault. So I didn't think about all the Josh Allen prompts. I didn't props and look at them, but I like the handicap, and I like anything over Josh Allen touchdowns.
I agree with that. Yeah, great call there. Great call.
Yards. Yeah, I could see that happen. I didn't even know about that stat. So, good spot. It's a great spot here for Buffalo. So, and the numbers baked into it too. So, I see that as